want those shocks. Hopefully I got them. There we go. That's the YSS shocks down in there. A view from that angle. We'll give them a bit of a test out. But we're also going to just test out a couple of things. The other one being is that I have a new microphone, which is the DJI Mini, I think it's called. Mini microphone Mini. It's very small, as you'd expect, being a mini. But the other thing is, playing in my ear is the dulcet tones of Urge Overkill. Girl, you'll be a woman soon. Because I've got myself a new headset. I've gone to the Sena 60s, which is yeehaw. Sounds great in the helmet at home, and I'm hoping that it sounds really great in the helmet as I ride along. It's well and truly loud enough because I've got the earplugs in, so I know it's loud enough. But yeah, we're about to test all this stuff out. But the first one I did was the YSS shocks. So I've put new shocks on the front, new YSS, and just going like that, zigzagging a little bit. Feels better already. It doesn't feel as floaty boaty. I do have a sway bar there, but I'm going to get someone else to install that. Pardon the fact that I realise my bike looks absolutely filthy. Because I've literally just done a couple of big shed days over the last 2 weekends with myself and a few mates. And we've put all sorts of stuff in. I've put Carpu rides and similar stuff, the Android Auto and Apple CarPlay stuff into a couple of bikes, or a couple of spiders, and put a signature light on. We've done Dom's skid plate. What else have we done? Oh, yeah, we've checked out a guy's tyres and realised that the Kenders that he had on a second-hand spider that he bought were low-profile mud and snow tyres. Apparently they're no good. They were woeful. Yeah, no wonder it was handling bad and bottoming out, poor bugger. But yeah, we got all that done up at the sunny coast, but yeah, we discovered a bit of that. What else did we discover? Oh yeah, we discovered that the power, the accessories power, for whatever reason, that accessories has changed from being key operated to being operated when the engine's on. Not on my bike, but on 2 F3s, one of which I definitely know used to operate with just the key on for accessories, because it was my old bike, and that's the way I'd wired it up, and the GPS used to come on when I'd turn the key on, so I could set my coordinates. But for whatever reason, it's not doing that anymore. It's decided that the engine needs to run. So I don't know whether that's a buds thing, because there's nothing else being changed on the machine. And when we went to wire in one of the devices, one of the guys, which was working off the running, just the engine running and not the key on, we discovered that his was exactly the same, and no matter where we went to for accessories power, the accessories power was only working with the engine running. So whether there's something happened with buds, we don't know, because both of them that it occurred to had services done recently, different places, but we don't know whether that was the buds that did that. These front YSSs are feeling quite good. Come on, matey. Oh, where are you going? You're going to the... He's probably going the same place I want to go. Where's he going? No, he's not going to the old dump, because that doesn't work anymore. Ooh, sorry about the sun. I forgot about the fact that I'll be riding into the sun, and I have not got my haven't got my ND filter on. There it is. Okay, I've got that. I understand. a little sun filter down for my own. Yeah, so that front feels better already. It feels more stable on the road. I've got a sway bar, but I'm not going to fit it. I've got a, I ended up going with the Baja Ron. I was thinking about the Signature Sway Bar, which is the one made here in Australia, previously known as Rabbit. But they don't sell it with links, and I thought, I've got to buy links. Let me just get one package, and I thought, I haven't tried the Baja Ron one before. Let me get one of those and give it a crack and see what it's like. Oh yeah, that's way better. That front shocks, it's not all floaty through there, because that's pretty rough through there. I've got to add a little bit of preload to this back shock spring, but I can't quite get into it. So when they change my rear tyre soon, I'll give that a crack. So, what are you doing, mate? Anything coming? No, good-o. Round we go. Yeah, so that's made a massive change already, just putting those shocks on. That corner's better in that little bit there than what it did previously. So that's pretty good. I've set it up on 20 clicks, so I went to the full 30 clicks and then backed it off 10, which hopefully 30 minus 10 gives me 20. So I should be on 20 clicks on the YSS shock. So if anyone's wondering what I've set it at, that's what I've set it at the moment. The spring was set as per what come from the guys that I bought it off at Suspensions Are Us in Victoria, Australia, and he said that should match up, because I bought a lot of shocks off those guys, my rear shocks from them. He said, yeah, that should match up the details that you gave me. And it seems pretty good so far, but I'll give it a good test out over Red Hill and see how we go. Alright, I'm just going to turn that camera off while we cruise for a little while, and then once I get boogalooing at 100k an hour, I'm going to turn that camera back on. Yeah, so as I got to about here, there was a brown snake coming across, so I missed him. He went across the right hand side there. I don't know where he went. I missed him on the camera. I wanted to get him on the camera for show people from overseas how, like, he had a crack. He was on the other side of the road and he still had a crack at me. Ferocious little bastards. Anyway, a bit of fun. Just a heads up for you, when you're testing something out on your bike, try and, when you're on your Spider or whatever, or try and ride on roads that you're familiar with. So this one I'm really familiar with, because it's a road that I go most days on the way to work. It's also one that you would have seen in a few other videos that I've done, including one where I did on the sway bar, what was known as the Rabbit sway bar on the F3 a few years back. So yeah, I'm doing it on a road that I know, so it's familiar. So everything that I'm doing is a familiar feel. I can test it how I normally would ride, all those sorts of things. So that's an important part of when you're testing out your machine. Alright, so this is the twisty parts of the road. Hopefully that rain doesn't come in. So it's only 80 km/h zone here, so around about 50 mile an hour for those that are working in, what do they call them, freedom units. So 50k an hour or there, 50 mile an hour, 80 kilometres, bit of climbing. So yeah, that shocks are really good. They're actually stiffened up that front end with the springs there alone, so when I get that sway bar in, that's going to be really good. So I've got 100k an hour zone now, so I'll give it a bit of woompty. And I also know there's some bumps on this road down the road, so yeah, it needs a little bit more sway bar there, so there's a little bit of sway that I'd like to get rid of. It's not bad, but it's not great either, so there's a bit of sway to get out of it. But the shocks themselves are really good. It was really quite sort of, you could feel it bounce a couple of times. Maybe it hit something before, whereas now they might even be a little bit stiff, but I'm going to say they're new, so I won't back them off yet, but I've got that adjustment if I need it. Nice ride through here too. I've got to watch out for snakes through here, because I've Seen a couple of dead browns on my time coming out this way where cars have got them, not meaning to, but they just have, because they come out of the grass and actually have a go at your vehicle. So when you're on the Spider or a motorbike, you've got to be hoping like heck they don't get you. As for our American friends, we've got 9 of the 10 deadliest snakes in the world. Come to Australia, visit Australia, it's a friendly place. Don't worry about the animals, they can kill you, but don't worry about that. That feels so much better with those new shocks on. Big thanks to Greg from our Spider Enthusiast group in Brisbane, who has them on the front of his, recommended them. I found out today that Denny also has them on hers, on her F3, and she said, yeah, really happy with them. So am I. Well, someone on 2 wheels has found me and I'm sitting on the speed limit. Go fast, mate, go hard. I'll scrape him up when he gets there in his flannel. Anyway. So yeah, there's a bit of bumpy stuff. That's really good. It's not like it was where it was quite bouncy through there previously. That's handling really well. Really happy with that. So yeah, happy with those front shocks. So YSS shocks from Suspensions R Us in Victoria. Yep, I'd recommend them. Just in this small little ride that I've had so far, certainly make a difference. Performing really well. Better than the standards anyway. The standard shocks were pretty ordinary. Yeah, that bounced a bit, but I think that was more the fact that there's a dead elephant in the road. It was a bloody big bump, so that bounced, but it bounced and took the bounce out of it pretty quickly without being too rough, so that was pretty good. Just realised as well I've got to adjust that thing. Yeah, it's sitting a bit funny, that. I won't even get it up on the bar yet. I think I will. That being the good old GPS. Got him with a stick on there. I've had him with a stick on there for a fair while, but it's just bouncing a bit at the moment. Got a long shank on there. I'm going to put a shorter shank back onto it and see how that goes. I'll take a bit of that vibration out of it, because the vibration that's up there in your cockpit area right up the front with all your gauges, it's amazing how much that vibrates. It vibrates a fair bit actually. Jeez, yeah, when you're putting the brakes on before, you could really feel that front dip down and bounce a bit, but that's taken that right out of that. That's absolutely magic. Really happy with that. Well, I don't know where old mate in the 2 wheels went, other than out of sight. So yeah, going to get a bit of work done to this in the next few weeks and months. Got 3 brand new tyres which are sitting in the trailer at home, as in the 622 trailer sitting in the back of it, and they will be my 3 new tyres, 2 fronts and a back. The fronts are done near enough to 50,000 kilometres on them, so that's pretty good. I'll be happy with that. So I'm really happy with how many Ks I've got out of that. The back one I've got done 20,000 on it. It's got a little bit more in it. It's probably got a couple of thousand left in it, but I like to change them early. And we're coming into the winter riding stuff that we're going to do in autumn and winter, and we've got a couple of trips coming up, so I'll get some new tyres, a bit of new rubber on it. So at the same time he does that, I'll get him to give it a service, and I'll also get him to fit that sway bar. So I might even give him 2 days worth to do it. I might give him the Spider on the Thursday yet, so he can do Thursday and Friday work on it and take his time. Give him a ring tomorrow and say, hey mate, I'm going to give you this for 2 days. Do it once, do it right, don't rush. Can you get this for me? And I reckon that might be the go. Yeah, a little bit more preload in that back shock would be just nice. I'll get him to do that as well. There's a couple of jobs for you, John. I'm taking those at sort of 70k an hour, so that's not too bad. Wasn't really giving it a stick, just cruising through there. They're off camber corners, that one too, it's not real great. This one up here is much the same. One's off camber. This one's pretty flat, it's not cambered. Yeah, it's pretty good. Yep, stick that sway bar on it, I'll be having a whale of a time. Well, there you go. So what do we have? We had the YSS shocks, tick, happy with those. The Sena 60s, the tunes have been fantastic in my ear. I actually had to turn down the sound, it was that loud, so happy with that. The new 60s from Sena, really good. The new microphone, well, we'll see how that goes when we get home and start doing a bit of editing. Anything else we had? Had a bit of fun over the last couple of weeks. That'll do us for the moment. Yeah, so some good stuff that I've put on the bike and in the helmet, or on the helmet. So yeah, pretty good, but really happy with those shocks. It's pretty good. That one bounced a bit then. Yeah, just need a little bit more preload on that back, I think. Preload on that back shock, but that's not because it was tilting, going back and forward. You know, you'd like a rocking horse when you'd hit a bump like those ones back there previously. It was pretty nasty. All right. Well, I'm going to have a cruise home and hope that rain doesn't come from my right. I don't think it will. It's not supposed to rain. Yeah. And I'm really quite happy with those. That's bloody lovely. Hopefully Dom's happy with his. We put a skid plate underneath it and just put a bit more preload in his front shocks to lift it up a little bit as well, and just give him a little bit more oomph with the two of them, because he's got a frame mounted trailer. That's on his F3, my old one. So it's good. If anybody knows, once again, if anyone knows what's being done to the Spyders of late and why the accessories might change over. No fuses changed. I know you can change a fuse in the RT to change how your accessory or other power is used, but in the F3s nothing's been changed on these things, and for whatever reason the power has switched across from being just pure click key accessory on to being click vroom motor running accessories are on. If anyone knows what that is, give me a shout out. It'd be pretty save me some sleep, get me some sleep at night. Alrighty, that's good. Really happy with those.